Hello everybody, Tony Funk back at it again, and today we have a Tony short for y'all. So after seeing the Chapter 76 spoilers for Dragon Ball Super, we learned a few things about the ensuing battle between Vegeta and Granola. For starters, Vegeta's still in the fight. Yeah, he's getting his ass kicked and he's hanging on from a thread, but he's still conscious at least, and seems to power through despite getting torn to shreds by Granola. And then we see Goku step up to the plate and fight for a little bit. We also see him in Super Saiyan Blue, which is interesting. I guess it just means that though he has the ability to heal himself, he can't quite regain all of his strength, which I'm still not okay with, but sure, I'll roll with the punches. And then we get to see a short exchange between Goku and Vegeta, where Vegeta asks Goku to allow him to fight Granola one-on-one. And that's pretty much all we got from the chapter spoilers. Now, you can bet your ass I was pumped as fuck after seeing Vegeta remain in the fight for a third consecutive chapter, and the debut of Ultra Ego from Chapter 74 also contributed to my hype for this saga. Now, as a Vegeta fanboy accustomed to disappointment and torture porn, his Ultra Instinct equivalent left a lasting impression on me, especially after learning about its abilities and how it augments Vegeta's power. Let's be real though, was the form still disappointing? Abso-fucking-lutely. Vegeta essentially becomes a masochist for a little bit, kind of like those Cenobites from Hellraiser, before he started to take too much damage. But there's a silver lining, everybody, and that's that Vegeta is no longer that weird mage who's so far behind the villains, he relies on strategy and, game-changing techniques to assist Goku like magic, although, that's not what Vegeta does, but, it almost seemed that way. So yeah, that's right, folks, Vegeta's being put back on par, or at least close to being on par with Goku, which leads me to the following thought experiment. Now, let's rewind the clocks to before Ultra Ego was a thing and back to the time where Vegeta's blue evolution was paired with Force Spirit Fission and Hakai. Okay, everybody there? Good. And now, let's imagine what Vegeta or Gogeta would hypothetically look like and act like if we fuse that version of Vegeta with his contemporary version of Goku at max power. We can only guess if Gogeta/Vegito could go Ultra Instinct, but if he could, we would see a predominantly Goku-leaning fusion. Sure, Ultra Instinct is powerful and whatnot, but what if half of you doesn't have the ability to let go and, fight passively as Ultra Instinct dictates? Would Ultra Instinct even work with both personalities? I could go either way with this, but I'm actually kind of leaning on the no. I don't think Ultra Instinct would work quite that well. We know Vegeta rejected Ultra Instinct to do things his own way because the fighting style didn't suit him, and in the process developed a transformation that becomes stronger the more damage the user receives, seemingly quite the opposite of Ultra Instinct. So if both Goku and Vegeta have such different styles, does that mean we won't see Gogeta or Vegito? Let's face it though, we really mean Gogeta, and we will only be referring to Gogeta from now on because both characters know the fusion dance. Well, maybe, but maybe not based on this assumption. What if Gogeta could combine elements of Ultra Instinct with Ultra Ego to create a perfect technique of the gods? Tony, what the fuck makes you say that, you guys are probably thinking. I thought this channel was supposed to have real shit, not some Alex Jones level conspiracy theory. And again, hear me out, this is only a hypothesis, okay? But I think we will see Vegeta and Goku fuse, and the reason I think that? Eyebrows. Eyebrows, man. Eyebrows. More specifically though, Vegeta's lack of eyebrows. You see, it honestly would have made sense to make Ultra Ego a palette swap of Ultra Instinct, and logically it would have made sense to do that in order to signify the equivalency of both transformations, don't you think? However, out of curiosity, I thought about what Ultra Instinct and Ultra Ego would look like as a fused state, and assuming that both transformations were hypothetically designed as color swaps of each other, their fused state would result in either a light tint of purple for hair and eyes, or even a pinkish hue, or they could even do, the Ultra Instinct eyes combined with, the purple hair, or vice versa, maybe purple eyes combined with the white hair, or, they could go for even a pinkish hue, if that's how they wanted to convey it, which would seem unremarkable considering, Super Saiyan Rosé was already a thing. But if you cleverly draw Ultra Ego without eyebrows, you all of a sudden give yourself the ability to fuse the transformations while keeping a significant visual cue. You will have these visual markers to signify the fusion. Maybe blending colors wouldn't be as significant of a combination, but by fusing features like, say, keeping the Ultra Instinct hair white maybe, and removing Gogeta's eyebrows, you could make an instantly recognizable form of Gogeta. Knowing how Dragon Ball mixes and matches outfits with forms to sell toys, I wouldn't put it past them to make a Gogeta Instinct Ego toy if he briefly appeared in a video game or something, right? Actually, I don't really know how the licensing works, but, I would assume so, right? It also makes sense that whoever designed Ultra Ego's look, whether it be Toyotaro or Toriyama, wanted to keep the door open to a combined version of both forms, and so sprinkled a noticeable but subtle difference between the two in order to make a more recognizable form in the future. Anyway, that's my take on it, and fan artists out there have already shed light on what this hypothetical form would look like, and I think it'd be a great way to represent both forms. Based on what we know about Toriyama's ability to merchandise and design iconic characters and forms, what do you guys think about my hypothesis? I mean, is it absolute horseshit, or is there any merit to it? Anyway guys, thank you very much for watching this Tony short. Next video coming up is Why Dragon Ball GT is Better Than Z and Super Part 3, so stay tuned. I know it's been a long time coming, but stay tuned for that one, and I'll see yous down the road.